So let's get started. I am using Paint to Sci 1 to draw, but you can draw pretty much anywhere. You can draw on other software such as Krita, Clip Studio, pretty much anywhere, even on your cell phone. You can draw with your finger on ABS Paint, and that is it. You can even draw on paper. I recommend you to use a graphic tablet if you're drawing on PC or laptop. It's gonna be making things easier, but you can draw on paper and on your phone as well. Another thing to say, I have a full body drawing of the character we're gonna be making. It is important that you have a full body to get the references of the structure and anatomy of the character. So in this case, we have the head size compared to the torso and legs. It's gonna be make things easier. As well the arms here, because it has to be a nice length. So now we're gonna draw the front view, and after we're gonna be drawing the side view. The front view is gonna be one of the most boring and hard parts, I should say. So let's get started. I have a folder with a drawing of my character with a full body. So I'm gonna create a folder and call it model sheet. And inside of this folder, I'm gonna create a new layer and call it front body, and that is it. I'm gonna be also making another layer and calling it just a line, because it's gonna be a line, and I'm gonna create a straight line from top to bottom, because we're gonna be using this line to compare both sides of a character. So I'm gonna be moving it to this side to have a bit more space. Let's line up the feet with the floor of the drawing. I'm gonna move this a bit here to the side, to this side, and I think that is it. Let me just make sure that it touches the top. That is it, and that is it. So now we're gonna be creating another layer to use it to make some lines for references of the body of the character, if you can understand that. This is what I mean. Let's see the chin and see where it is. Like, this is the height of the chin. So we're gonna create a straight line like this, because this is gonna be useful to make sure of where are the places and sizes of the character. In this case, we're gonna be making his head, so you're gonna be wanting to know where is the chin, where is the top of the head, which in this case is here. Where is the line of the nose? Where is the line of the eyes? And for the head, I think this is all. I just gotta make the line for the eyebrows and it's gonna be finished. So this may seem a bit confusing, because it is, but this is gonna give us an idea and references to know where we should draw the face. In this case, the head is gonna be this whole size, this line is gonna be the mouth, these two are gonna be the nose, here's gonna be some eyes and the eyebrow. This is the basic idea of doing this thing. Now we're gonna do this for the whole body. Let's see where the neck ends. In this case, is around here. And another detail of the neck that is gonna be down there. Now we're gonna see where the shoulders are. In this case, they are not the same height because one is taller than the other one, but we can have an idea that the normal height of them is like around here. So we're gonna be making this. And here for the chest, we're gonna be making around here, like the muscle of his chest is around here. And here the waist, around the waist. And here's gonna be the, the part of the groin. And for this initial part of the upper body, I think it's enough. We're just gonna see where the elbows are and do the same thing. The wrist, which is the same height of the groin, so we don't really need to make a new one. But the bottom of the hands around here, so with the open hands, of course, it's gonna be around here. With all of those things, like if you open the hand, I should have drawn that with open hand. Like if you draw the open hand, it's gonna be around here. So we're gonna be drawing this to this height. And now for the legs, it's gonna be a bit easier because we're just gonna be making the knees and then this last part of the feet, this initial part, and then the toes, which is gonna be like around here. And it's pretty much just this. I'm just gonna make sure this right side lines up together like this. So it's gonna make things a bit more organized. And make sure it covers the whole layer like this. I'm showing right now. And probably you also have to make the ears, but I didn't draw it here because the hair is overlaid. But the ears is around here, which lines up with the eyebrows, kinda, and with the nose. So we're gonna be making this little part here. So now we have our lines to use as references for the shape of the character. I'm gonna be putting this in this folder here to make more organized. And now we're gonna be drawing the model sheet. I usually draw just one side of the character and then I mirror it and put it to the other side. In this case, I only draw the right side and then I just copy and paste to the other side, mirroring it and completing the drawing. And then I gotta make some little changes because sometimes the character isn't completely symmetrical, but it's just a few details. So I'm gonna be using this color of line because it's the usual I usually use, and I'm gonna be hiding the color layer because I only want to see the line art like this. Um, for that, I'm gonna be moving this line a bit here because I really need to see where the things are. I'm gonna start drawing a sphere like this, and then I'm gonna adjust it to the side of it like this, and then I'm gonna be just sketching the face like this. We're gonna be literally sketching a face from the front view, and this part is just basically drawing. You can try to follow my steps and basically do this. If you are an artist and you know how to draw this scene and make things easier. And besides, this is the first sketch. We're gonna be redrawing it later. So if it looks bad, it's not a big problem because we're gonna be fixing it. Okay, I'm gonna lower the opacity of this layer for a bit and then redraw the thing I've just did. I'm gonna be using my own model sheet as a reference for the frontal face because sometimes it can be kind of hard. So this is the front face before we fix it, and now we're gonna start to fix it. I usually start by the chin, and then we come up here, following these curves of the face. Around here is gonna be the eyes, so I'm gonna make it a bit more like this. And then we're just gonna make a ball-shaped drawing here, just like here. So now I'm gonna copy and paste this to see it looks symmetrical like this. And then I'm gonna move here, and yeah, it kind of looks good. I'm gonna fix it a bit, make it a bit wider, and just change some little things like this. You really have to be fixing the proportion of your face and basically of the whole body, but face is usually one of the most hard parts to start drawing, so I usually prefer to start with it and then just go fixing and see what looks good and what doesn't. It's pretty much just seeing what you like the most and if it looks good or not. So this little part is fixed. I'm gonna delete this left side because I really don't really gonna be using it, so I'm gonna just erase it like this. And then we're gonna see if this looks good because this one is already fixed. And we're gonna see if it looks good or not. And see if it looks good. Yep, it probably does. I'm just gonna adapt a little thing here, like this little detail down here next to the cheeks and to the chin. And it's pretty much this for the shape of the head. It aligns with the reference, so it's pretty much this. Now we're gonna be drawing the face, like the eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm gonna be starting by the mouth because it's the easiest part, so it's usually just a line like this. After we mirror it, it's gonna be looking like this, but I'm be only using this right side to draw. Um, I'm gonna lower the opacity of this layer for a bit, and I think this is enough. And now we're gonna be drawing the nose. And now we're gonna be drawing the nose. He has a kinda wide nose, so I always suck at drawing noses, but I'm trying my best. We're gonna be fixing the size later, so it doesn't matter at all. Now I'm gonna fix the nose once again because it's pretty much it. You sketch and then you fix it. You sketch and then you fix it until you get the final result. I think this is it. Now I'm gonna copy and paste to see if it looks good. And then I'm gonna fix some details. Yeah, it looks good, but it's too wide, so I'm gonna make it a bit smaller like this. Comparing to the drawing here, of course. A bit smaller. And I think this is okay. I think this is enough. Let's see. Yep, it's probably okay. Let me just copy and paste the mouth as well to see the whole structure of the face. Yep, it's pretty much just this for the nose. I think that's all. Just gonna fix a bit some details up here and then move it a bit to the left to be symmetrical. And that is it for the face, for the nose. Now we're gonna be drawing the eyes and then the eyebrows. Starting by the eyes, it starts around here, but I think I'm gonna have to adjust the height of it because it's too low. I usually draw eyes shaped like this, and then I think I have to adjust this for a bit like this. Maybe up here, yeah, it's gonna be a bit messy, but we're gonna get by. So this is the front view of the eye. Now the eyebrows. Now it's around here next to the eyes. So I'm gonna just make this shape here, this line, and then I'm gonna follow this line as a reference to do this and make it thicker. He kind of has a thick eyebrow, so I'm gonna make it a bit thicker, but you can make it a bit more thin too. It's gonna be working just fine. So this is the first eyebrow. I'm gonna be editing this a bit. It's not completely equal to the reference, but it has the same idea. Now I'm gonna gather all of these layers and then I'm gonna delete the left side. I'm gonna copy and paste and mirror and see if it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. I'm just gonna have to adjust the height of the eyes like this and make it a bit higher. Probably like this. And the eyebrows are pretty okay, so I think this is gonna be enough. Just gonna make a little detail here because it's gonna be the eyelids. This is gonna be the eyelids, and It's gonna be important. The nose, I think it's okay. And yeah, it's pretty much it. Let me just adjust the nose a little bit. And the mouth. And yeah, this is probably it. Now I'm gonna be adjusting the face, the head a little bit more like this. And yeah, I think this is it. I'm gonna delete the left side again. And then we're gonna finish this little sketch to make it more clean. And this is it. This is the cleanup of the face. Now we're gonna be mirroring it to make the full head. I forgot a little detail down there, so I'm gonna be having to redo it. But it's just to connect this little part. Easy. And this is probably it, the face. I know it looks weird. It does look weird. But this is gonna be useful for modeling the character. And this is it. We have the face. Now we're gonna be drawing the rest of the body. Let's see. Let's start by. Now we're gonna be drawing the neck. Let's start by the neck, which is gonna be around here. Like, yeah, this. I think this is enough. It's thick enough. Yeah, so I think this is enough for the neck. Like, it's gonna be thick enough for a neck, and it's it is reaching this point here, like this part, and it's probably all we're gonna be needing. I'm gonna be making the little thing on the neck. I don't know how to call this thing. And then we're gonna be making the rest of the torso. I'm gonna be using this as a reference. So it's kind of wide. So this is the first sketch. Now we're gonna have to edit this because it looks a bit weird. Make a bit smaller. And we cannot forget to match the lines of the references. Like the shoulder must be around here and it's around here, so it's okay. Okay, this was the first sketch, and now we're gonna have to clean up and see if it's gonna be looking good when you make it the other side. One little important thing, here in the armpits, do not draw it glued to this part of the shoulder. You have to make it a bit separate because this is gonna be making things easier to sculpt. So instead of drawing like this, we're gonna be drawing like this, more separated. We're also gonna be making it in the A pose, so it's not gonna be T pose, it's gonna be the A pose, which is a bit better than T pose sometimes. I think it looks good, but I have to adjust the armpit. Yep, this looks good. And this is probably the initial torso. Let me see if the rest is gonna be looking good when we copy and paste it. Yep, it looks good, but the shoulder is too large, so I'm gonna be adjusting it just for a bit. Like this. And I think this is enough. We're gonna have to adjust it a little bit, like the chest is a bit weird and we're gonna have to adjust it, so it's not a big deal. We can just do this and we draw over it. This is probably the final torso. Just gotta fix this little detail here because it's a bit broken, like in the neck. And that is it. This is probably the final version of it. Now we're gonna see if it's matching the reference lines, like the shoulders around here. So it must be a bit lower like this. Uh, this little thing of the neck. Yep, it's pretty much okay. Just gotta make this a bit upper to match with the line that we used to reference. And this is pretty much it. Just gotta adjust a little detail here. I recommend you to adjust a lot of times until you get something that you think it's good enough and you don't have to go back and adjust in the future. Like we're gonna be using this to model and to sculpt, and then we don't want to be changing it while we are sculpting because it's gonna be pretty annoying. So yep, this is probably it. I'm just gonna delete the left side. Yep, and so this is the neck with part of the chest and part of the arms. Now we're gonna be drawing the rest of the body. I'm gonna start by the waist and then the rest of the legs because it's the easiest part to, in my opinion. So now let's draw the rest of the body. This is the head, this is the torso. And now we're gonna be drawing the rest of the body. It's pretty easy to be honest. We're just gonna be completing the blanks. Like we're gonna be down here and draw the rest of the thing. Like here's the waist. Around here is gonna be I don't know how to call this little thing. Here's gonna be the groin. So it's gonna be around here like this. The muscles of this area of the belly. A little tummy. And it's pretty much just this. I think I have to adjust this little thing right here. So this is it for this part. I think this is enough. It's pretty easy, but I gotta see if it looks good on the other side. Yep, it looks good. He actually looks good. He has he has wide shoulders as I wanted, and then he's kind of thin. Yep, this is pretty much okay. Yeah. We're gonna be cleaning this up later because this is just a sketch. So for now we can just make things a bit messy, but later we're gonna be fixing it and cleaning up. Now we're gonna be drawing the legs. It's gonna be pretty easy. It's just like this we're gonna be. So let's get started with this leg. I'm gonna be drawing this a bit thicker around here because this is the calf. And then it's gonna be making a bit thinner to the bottom like this. And then I'm just gonna make a little ball here because later we're gonna be making the foot. So this is gonna make things a bit easier. And we gotta be comparing the whole body to see if it looks good. And yeah, it does. I'm just gonna make a little detail here. And I'm gonna be bringing this muscle a bit upper because it's still down there, you know. It's a bit upper like this. This one is okay, and now this one here has to be a bit wider. This is the bone, by the way. This little part in the middle, here's the bone, and here's the muscle. And yep, this is it for the spot of the leg. Just gonna make it a bit thinner because I think it's too thick. And I think it doesn't look too thin, but it doesn't look too thick as well, so I think this is enough. Now I'm gonna be gathering both of the layers, like for the sides and for the rest of the leg. Now we have a whole leg. And now we're gonna be just drawing the foot. It's pretty easy. It's gonna be just something shaped like this. Here's the foot and here's the toes. And it's pretty much just this. The foot is one of the most easiest part to draw. I'm not gonna be making the fingers because The character is not gonna be naked. I hope. So it's not necessary to see the fingers of his foot. So this is the sketch of the leg. Now we're gonna be cleaning this up. Gotta delete this part here. And this is it. Now we're gonna be cleaning this up. Actually, I don't think we need to clean this up because it's pretty clean. Just gonna be deleting some details like here and here, because we're gonna be keeping this little part in the middle to know where the knee is, so it's gonna be easier to model it. Gotta complete this part here. And this is it for the leg. It's pretty much just this. We have the front view almost finished. Yep, this is the front and full body. I'm starting to think that the head is too big compared to the whole body. We'll probably have to add it and adjust the size of it. But for now, I'm gonna keep it like this. And now the arms. Here's the leg. Oh yeah, and also let me gather it to the torso and to the rest of the body, but not to the head. And delete this left side and see if it looks okay. I'm gonna copy, paste, and then mirror. Move to the left and see if it looks good. I think it does. Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, it looks really good. Really good. But I still think the head is a bit bigger than I wanted, so we have probably to edit this. But not now. Now we're gonna be making the arms. The arms has to be around down here compared to the drawing. Like this is the wrist area and this is gonna be the hand. So the arm has to come to this. I mean the whole arm counting with the hands is gonna be around here like this. I don't think it's too big, like it has to be around here. So I think it's okay. This is gonna be the length of the whole arm. And now we're gonna be splitting it, like this is the whole arm. Here's gonna be the around the elbows, the rest of the arm, and here are the hands. So this is probably enough. Like this. Yep, I think this is enough. This is the reference for the arm, by the way, so we're gonna have to draw over it. Now let's draw the arm using this reference. I'm gonna be doing this, starting from this part of the arm that we've drawn before. And then we draw this. And then we go to this part until the wrist. Like this. It's pretty easy. Just like the leg. It's a bit out of point. So I'm gonna have to fix it. This is probably it for the arm. Now you're gonna be drawing the hands, which is gonna be the most annoying part. And I'm gonna have to teach you a life hack for drawing the hands. But for now, let me delete the reference that we used for the arm and then gather it to the rest of the body and delete some little details here. Adjust some little things here like this. Adjust the arm a little bit because it's a bit too crooked like this. I think this looks better. This looks better. Now we're cooking. And I'm good. And I think this is all. I'm gonna delete the left side, copy the right side and paste it, and then just mirror it again. Like this. I think this is okay. And yeah, it's pretty okay actually. It looks really good. But now you're gonna have to draw the hands, and I have a life hack for you. Let me hide the other layers. And I already have the hands. This is the hands. What I want you to do is to take photos of your hands just like this and simply draw over it. And then we're gonna stylize it, of course, because I used my hands as a reference and then I stylized it. So this is the right side. So this is the side view and this is the front view. And I'm gonna be using this on our drawing right now. I'm gonna keep this as a template, and then I'm just simply gonna copy and paste the side view and put it on our character. Let me just adjust a little detail here because the hand is gonna be cut out of the screen here, so I have to adjust it. So now we're gonna be making the hands, which is gonna be around this size, something like this. I'm gonna be making on the right side. I'm gonna copy that hand that I've drawn before. I really recommend you to take photos of your hand and then just draw over it, making it a bit more stylized if you're making something more cartoonish. That's what I did. And then we're just gonna scale it down to the side of it and just gonna fix it like this, and it looks really good. This is probably all. Okay, so now we're gonna have to fix a little detail here, like the hands. It's kind of, it's kind of broken. This is not the right side to see it. So we're gonna have to fix it, which is gonna be like this. And by the way, we're gonna be using the hand model sheet to sculpt the hand later. So I really recommend you to draw the hand. Take photos of your hand from front and side view, draw over it, change a little bit the anatomy, making a bit more stylized, and then it's gonna be done. Done. This is it for the hand. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna gather it to the rest of the body. So I'm gonna delete this thing here. And this is it for the arm. We have the full body done, basically. I'm gonna delete the left side and do the same thing. Delete, copy the other side, paste, mirror, adjust, and see if it looks okay. Yeah, it looks really good, to be honest. I don't think the arm is too big. I think it's pretty okay. Like, let's compare the arm with like the rest pose. Yeah, it looks really good, to be honest. Really, really good. But the little problem is the head. I think the head is too big for the comparing to the body. So I'm gonna scale it just a bit like this. This is probably enough. Just a bit, just a little bit. So we have the front view finished. I'm gonna gather all the layers and call it front body, as I did before, front body. And there's some little things to do now. We're gonna be making the eyeballs and the line for the hair. So I'm gonna be using my old drawing as a reference because I wanna see the size of the eyeballs. And then it's gonna be basically just draw the eyes like this. So having this in mind, this is gonna be this full eye, and then the rest of the eye with the white part, it's gonna be a full ball like this, and the ball has to fit inside the head in a way that it doesn't look weird. So we're gonna be making this. I'm gonna be hiding this one right here for a bit because it has to be like in the center like this. So this is the eyeball with a colored part in the middle. I don't know how to call this in English, by the way, so I'm sorry for my broken English, by the way. It's probably bad, but it's what we have. This is probably all for the eyes, and I'm gonna be changing it just a bit because it has to fit in this part inside the head like this. It's the same thing I did with this one here, so it's probably just this. And this is probably all for the eyes. I'm gonna be just lowering the opacity for a bit and erasing this part just for a bit. And this is it. I'm gonna be copying this and pasting because we're gonna be changing this a bit because this is gonna be to see from the side view like this and put it here. So this is the eyeball and it looks really cool. I'm not gonna paste to this side because I'm gonna paste it later. And now for the hair, we're gonna be making a line here for the hair, like we're gonna have a space for the forehead and then for the hair. So this is the hairline as a reference. And now you're gonna basically just draw the hair, and then the front view is gonna be finished. And then we're gonna be drawing the side view, which is gonna be a bit easier because you're not gonna have to paste it and mirror everything, and you're gonna have the full body as a reference too. And this is it. Now let's draw the hair. I'm gonna be hiding the reference lines like this, and this full body is not gonna be useful anymore because we finished the whole body. So thanks buddy, but I'm gonna say bye. We're gonna be using the palette late, so we're not gonna be deleting it, just hiding. And now let's draw the hair. So their hair is really stylized and it's gonna vary to your character. So I'm gonna just draw my hair, the hair of my character, and then I'm gonna be back right soon. So I'm half done with the hair. Another tip is draw, if your character has a symmetrical hair, draw just one side and then mirror it, like I'm doing right now, because it's gonna make things easier. I'm not gonna teach you how to draw hair because it's gonna vary to character. In my case, is a curly hair, long curly hair. So if your character has a long curly hair, you can just draw just like this. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to teach how to draw hairs in this video because it can vary from character to character. But if your character has symmetrical hair, you can just draw on one side and then mirror it, as we did with the whole body. And by the way, I'm finished with the front veil and with the front hair. I think I just have to fix this little detail on the mouth, like I gotta make it a bit bigger, his mouth like this. Not too much, but just a bit. And the nose just a bit too. And we're probably finished with the front view. This is really tiring. But now the side view is gonna be much easier because you will have this body as a reference. And we're not gonna be using this anymore. We're gonna be using the palette, but not now. And this is it for the front view. So now let's start drawing the side view. I'm gonna be using my old model as a reference for the torso because you really need references. That's why I told you, get references as much as you can, especially for model shit and human anatomy because it's really gonna be necessary. But now I'm gonna just make a little detail here. Like this is the final front view. We're gonna be painting it later and drawing the clothes. Now let's draw the side view. I'm gonna create a new layer and call it side body. And simply draw. Let's start by the head. It's gonna be the same size, so it doesn't matter at all. Same thing. But this time it's gonna be much easier because we're not gonna have to be changing the whole view and copying and mirroring. It's gonna be just one side. So we're gonna draw the profile view of the character following the lines references. And then it's pretty much just draw and see what looks good and test it out yourself. Like this. And I think this looks okay. This is just a sketch, as you probably know. We're gonna be fixing it later and adding more details. But for now, I think this is all. Let me just adjust this little detail here. And yep, this is probably it. Now we're gonna draw over it again, fixing some details, especially the nose, like this. And then we're gonna be drawing the lips, which is gonna be something like this. And then the chin, and then the rest of the skull. Bro has been mewing. So this is the initial skull. I'm gonna just edit some little details here and here. And this is probably looking good, but I don't think the mouth is lined up, so I'm gonna have to edit the mouth line. Bring it a bit upper like this. And this is it for the first sketch. Um, I think I can delete this one. And then we're gonna start drawing the eyes and then the eyebrows and then the hair and then the rest of the body. It's much easier than drawing the front view. So let's start by the eyes. I'm gonna be drawing over these eyes as a reference for the sides, so I'm just gonna be basically copying it. And the eyebrows too, because it's gonna be kind of the same looking, but in a different view. And we're gonna be just moving it here, like this. And after that, we're gonna be changing it, the eyebrows for to this side, like this, and make it a bit upper like this. And now for the eyes, we're gonna be drawing like this. Using this as a reference is gonna be the side of the ball. So I recommend you to get this ball and use this as a reference, just like this. And then just draw the eyes over it. And then the little detail of the eyelids, and then close to this side. And it's pretty much this. Now I'm gonna just redraw this because I think it's too big comparing to the rest of the head. Like this. I think this looks okay. This is probably enough. Gotta redraw the eyebrows. And we have the side view for the eyes. Just gotta fix this and that is it. So this is the side view of the head without hair. Let's gather it all together. And now we have the side view for the head. And this is it. Now we're gonna be drawing the rest of the body. But first, let's finish the hair. Let's follow the same line of the hair, which is around here. Then just draw this and simply draw the rest of the hair. I'll be back in a minute. Another important tip, follow the lines of the hair, just like we did with the body. In this case, the hair is up here, like the highest spot of the hair is around here, and the lowest spot of the hair is around here. So we're gonna be using this as a reference for the hair. So this is gonna be the whole size of the hair. So I finished the side view of the hair and I think it looks good around here like this. I'm gonna delete this little line here and this is it for the hair. The side view of the face and the head as a whole is finished. So I'm gonna draw the rest of the body. So you can just follow my steps and then it's gonna be easy because we have this as a reference. Always keep in mind that the chest is bigger than the rest of the neck, for example. Like here's gonna be bigger than here, and maybe here's gonna be a bit bigger, and then here's gonna be thin. So have this in mind. And also, let's be using my old model as a reference. So it's gonna be something like this, and then this. And then for the rest of the body, it's gonna be just like this. So this is gonna be the pose he's gonna be doing from the side view. And we're gonna be using this as a reference. Let's follow the lines, starting by the neck. Here we're gonna be seeing the chest and the backs, which are gonna be around here. And then we're gonna start making the little curve to the bottom part of the body. Here's the chest. Here's gonna be the arm and the shoulders. I usually don't draw the arms from the side view. I only do this. This little detail here of this little bone is gonna be around here. And by the way, it's just a sketch. We're gonna be finished and fixing later. So this is the first sketch for the body, and I've noticed there are some details that I have to fix here. Let's move it a bit to the side, like here, around here. Uh, Make sure it's lined up. And then we're gonna be changing some little details. This is the first sketch. So I have some little stuff to fix here, like around here, the belly, around the belly, like here. It has to be something more like this. And then the little thing here, the belly, and this little detail here of the body, which is gonna be the transition to the torso to the legs. Usually I draw the thighs a bit thicker from the side view. So this is the first sketch for the body. I'm gonna be gathering these both layers and then we're gonna start fixing it because there are some things we have to line up. Starting by the arm. The arm is around here, following this line, so you have to make sure it follows the same line on the other side, which is not happening here, and we're gonna have to fix it. Just make a little ball here like this and it's gonna be fine. And now some other details like the chest. It's around here and then it comes here and does these little things here. We're gonna see if it does the same. In this case, it's pretty okay actually, comparing to the front view. We just gotta make sure this thing touches this part and then make it a bit bigger like this. And then this little bone is connected to the chest. We gotta make sure it does this. And then the rest of the neck is pretty okay. Now we're gonna basically just clean up the rest of the body. Just follow what I'm doing here. Now it's cleaned up, we can delete the old reference and then it's just this. Now you're gonna draw the feet and it's gonna be finished. The feet is really easy. I have a little life hack for this too. Human feet usually are the same size of this part of the arm. You can see your feet is like this, like compare your feet to this part of the arm, it's gonna be the same size. I usually use this when drawing feet because I want to keep the same size as kind of realistic, you know, so we're gonna be using this as a reference for the feet. Here are the toes and here are the rest of the foot. We can delete this now and then, yeah, it's really easy to draw foot when there is no fingers, of course. And it's pretty much just this. I'm gonna edit this little thing here. I think the foot is too big. Let me change it just a bit. Yep, we're not gonna need these refs anymore, so we can close it. And now we have the front and side view finished. The next step now is gonna draw the clothes. The clothes we're gonna be drawing just on the front view. It's not gonna be necessary to draw on the side view. So let's get started. I'm gonna lower the opacity, create a new folder and a new layer and call it clothes. I'm gonna call the layer line and then I'm gonna call the folder as clothes. We're gonna also create another layer because it's gonna be the colors and it's gonna be calling colors. And now we're gonna just draw the colors and I'm just gonna draw the clothes and then color it. So now we're gonna be drawing the clothes and I have a really nice tip for you. We don't need to use these lines anymore. It's enough. Okay, so let's start by drawing the upper parts. So again, I'm gonna be using this drawing as a reference to see the clothes and what I should do. And one important thing I have to say is when you draw clothes, if you have the full body, we're gonna be making it thicker than the anatomy of the character. Like if the arm is like this, you're not gonna be drawing the clothes like this, unless if it's like too tight in the skin. But this is not the case. So like if we're gonna draw a shirt, we're gonna draw more like this and not like this. You know, you get what I mean? So I'm gonna be drawing the clothes and I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'm gonna be drawing just one side and then I'm gonna be pasting it and mirroring it as we did with the front view of the body. And I'm gonna be back. So see you in a few minutes. So this is the final sketch and the final model sheet of the character. As you can see, I only drew the front view of the clothes. My character only has these clothes, so if your character has more clothes than just one outfit, you're gonna need to draw the other outfits. And maybe you're gonna have to draw the side view of the outfit too, if it's too complex. But in my case, in this case, the character only has this clothes, this outfit, and it's not too complex, so I don't need to draw the side and back view of it. If your character needs to draw it, I really recommend you to do it. Another thing, in this model sheet, I'm making some only parts colored. Like I painted this part of the line, like just the front view. I'm not gonna finish it making a line art and making a full awesome painting, but this is because I'm working for myself. This is just a model sheet that I'm gonna be using for myself. If you are working to maybe to a company and they want you to do all of the sides completely finished, you're gonna have to make a model sheet, the sketch, the line art, the painting, and maybe even a shading. Of course, with all of the side views of the clothes. But in my case, it's gonna be just the front view. The side view won't be necessary. The side view is only to model the body of the character. And this is just to have an idea of the body of the character. So, in general, it's pretty much just this. Or actually, you can actually do something else. We can make everything with just one layer and then move it to the side, like copy and then paste it and move to the side. And we're gonna be moving this to this side. And then the character with the clothes to this side, and then we can hide the clothes from that view. Um, After that we can rename the layer and then we can just move it to the side like this and it's gonna be just fine. Now we're gonna have to make some little details such as palette. I always like to make some palette separated from the drawing to use it when you're gonna model and make the textures for the character. In this case, I'm gonna be creating a new layer and calling it palette. Palette. And I'm gonna be putting just the base colors of the character, like skin, shadow skin, light skin, hair, shadow hair, light hair, eyes, shadow eyes, light eyes, and this is for the character itself, like with the colors of the skin and hair. and maybe a shadow for white, because this is what I usually use for white. Now for the clothes, we're gonna be getting the black, this stone here that I don't know how to call this color. This is another color. This brownish color too. This other one here, the red. And it's just that for the palette for the clothes. This is for the clothes. This is for the character, like with skin, eyes, and hair. After that, we can just put it like maybe here, or maybe I'm gonna be leaving it here. Um, and we're gonna make a little detail, like this character is 1 meter and 70 centimeters tall. So I want to make it clear. Do not forget, I'm gonna be modeling the character. So I'm just gonna be making this in 1.7 and maybe 4 centimeters. I don't know how to pronounce that, by the way. I'm sorry for my broken English. Um, and this is pretty, and I think that's all for this tutorial. I think we're finished with the model shit. It's been almost 2 hours that I've been doing this. I did not know this video would be so long. But finally, I think we're finished with the clothes. Here are the hands that I want you to do it. I still want you to do it. Take photos of your hand like this and draw over the hands, and then just stylize it in the way you want it. In my case, I made it cartoonish with my style. And then here's the full body from front and side view with the eyeball reference. This is the final face. This is with the clothes. And it's probably just this. I think I'm not forgetting anything. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm probably not forgetting anything. I'm gonna be leaving these lines here showing, but with low opacity. And it's pretty much just that. Yep, this is the final model sheet. And now we're gonna be saving this as a file. I'm gonna save as PNG and name it Model Sheet Felix Lovejoy. In your case, you can name it like Model Sheet and then the name of your character. That's what I usually do. And save it. So this is the final model sheet. It's pretty basic. We have the front view, side view, colors, some information about the height of the character. And we're done. That is it. We have a model sheet finished, ready to be used as a reference for the sculpting process, which is going to be the next video. We're gonna be creating a Blender file and setting up some stuff, especially the model sheet, and then we're gonna be blocking our character so we can sculpt later. That is it for this tutorial. I really hope it was useful and easy to follow and understand. If you have any doubts, you can comment here. I'll try to answer you all. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe, and follow me on my social media. See you. Bye.